All right, so back with the driver profiles, we have Brad Pritchard and his son Andy here with me. So we're going to start your guys are a racing family. Brad, I know you've started out all the way back in the 2000s racing, even before then, racing 360s and 410s, right?
Yeah, I actually started in 1992, raced a 250 at Deming, and raced a few different places there. And then we came up to Skagit in 1998 and teamed up with Brad Green in a Sporty. And I won a couple races that year, and then we bought him out in 1999. We won, I think, half the races. I can't remember what it was, 7 or 8 races, and won the 1999 season championship.
At Skagit?
Yes. And then took a little break, and then got in with Jerry Jacobson and ran his 360 for 2 years, and then into the 410s.
So what made you want to get into racing?
I pitted for Jerry Etson back in... Boy, that was late 80s, early 90s. And I was the only one that would fit in it that would go out and pack, so I started packing it. I kind of like this. I kind of like this. And next thing you know, I'm buying a 250. But I paid it for him for like 7, 8 years before I even got into my own car.
Okay. So, Andy, we'll kind of go to you. You're going to make your Skagit, debut. I know you hot lapped this year, I believe, during Play Day, right? But what made you want to get into racing? Have you raced before?
I used to race quarter midgets when I was really young, and then I kind of got out of it, and it was one of those, I kind of wish I never got out of it.
Yeah.
And then I thought, I'm okay with just wrenching. I don't need to drive one. And then he let me hot lap it on Play Day, and I was like, ooh, this is kind of fun. And then it's always also kind of been a bucket list item to race against him and something other than a go-kart.
All right. So for you, when kind of looking through, you kind of ran all the way until 2011 and then stopped from about 2012 to about 2022. Any reason for that specifically?
My car owner wanted to get out of it, and I wasn't going to be one of those guys, oh, please let me drive your car, And, we've been doing it since the late 80s, and Sherry's been amazingly wonderful to support this. I support her with her horses, and she supports me with the racing. And we just wanted to take a break, make the weekends a little bit longer, and money was a big thing. I couldn't field a 410 on our budget, so to speak. So we just decided that, we'll take a break and see what happens. And I thought we were pretty much on a complete break until Andy started saying, you gotta get back in there. So
Andy's the reason you got back into
the midgets, yeah.
Why the midgets?
More of affordability, but I really like the how tight the motors are. It's really a driving class. It's one of the toughest classes I've ever ran because all the motors are identical. Whereas in the 410s, we were 810 horse, something like that, and Lutar, and some of those guys were 900 something. So time-ins, I couldn't time in against them, but I could race in the heat races and the mains and do good. We never got an A main win, but we won a lot of heat races, B mains, stuff like that. We were always top 5 in that class. So
kind of when the track, you didn't have the motor in a 410 to maybe get that qualifying, but when the track came to you a little bit more, you were right there where you wanted.
We were always there,
So I'll pose this to both of you, and Brad, you can answer first, but what are these cars like to drive?
They're actually really, it reminds me a lot of the bigger cars too. It's not so much the speed and the power, but everybody's going the same speed. So when you're driving it in, they're all going the same speed. And even in the 410s, when you're out there running, 11-second laps, all those cars are going the exact same speed. So it's all kind of relative. You don't really look at the landmarks going by you, but you're looking at the car ahead of you and you're looking at your line. So it's the same thing with these, except for they're so tight. There's 12 cars out there that could win at any time. And so it's a much more of a mind game with this. You have to be a lot more flawless in this class than the wing car. Wing car is a lot more forgiving than these are.
Interesting. Is that kind of what you thought when you first hot lapped it?
Well, when I first hot lapped it, I got on the throttle and I realized it felt like a 2-stroke. And then I quickly learned, because I've only ran it probably 3 laps, that you need to be on it in the turns. And it was during hot laps on Play Day, it was a brand new chassis, a fairly new rear end, and the whole thing in my mind was, don't wreck his brand new car. So I got in the corner and I remembered everything he said to the T except for the let up and then hit it again. I did the let up and didn't hit it, and it developed a push. And when you're out there, I thought, oh, this track looks huge. Oh no, I got tunnel vision. I was looking, I was like, that wall's coming up, and I'm going up to that wall, and it's like, this is not my car, I can't wreck it. So I wasn't really on it enough. Where I think with racing this, I plan on going out there and hit it pretty hard since I own this one and it's not somebody else's money, so to speak. And then if I wreck it, it's on me versus saying, oh, I just wrecked your car before the season even started.
What did you think when you first saw him get in?
He actually did really good. He had a good line. He was a little slow the first couple laps, but each lap he was gaining more and more and more. And he got a lot of compliments that he held a nice straight line. He wasn't all over, the old windshield wiper, we're down low. He didn't. He held a really good line. He was up high a little bit, and that was staying out of people's way, but he started to hang with them a little bit. I was a little impressed.
There you go. All right.
And I purposely ran that higher groove because I knew everybody runs the bottom. And I know I'm not going to be fast. I'll just stay up a couple grooves and let everybody blow by. But I was catching the cars that would blow by me on the front and back stretch because that's where at least I felt comfortable full throttle there. But I'm going to definitely be way on it more with this being it's mine.
All right, so for both of you, you're the 41B, you're the 37B. You had asked me, did I know the reason behind the B when we started? No, I don't. What is the reason behind the B?
In 2003, we were running Jerry's car, and Andy's brother, Casey, his name was Casey Bradshaw, went behind a dryer to get a kitten and was electrocuted. And so we lost him in 2003, October 23rd of 2003. So we always called him B, like Casey B or come on B. So that's his you can, if you look at the car, that is his last handwriting from one of his school papers.
Really?
The actual Casey.
Brad has the name Casey written on his car. Okay.
Yeah. And Beitler let me run, instead of a big number and a little letter, he let me run the big letter with a little number, and it's kind of stuck. I mean, originally I was the 76 car.
Okay.
And when I raced for Jerry Jacobson, it was the 41. So I kind of put it to a vote, what do you guys want me to be? And most everybody said the 41B, so we just stuck with that. And that's kind of what we've been through all my 410 racing days. So.
That's really cool. So you said that was one of his last handwriting from school?
Yeah.
So how old?
He was 7 years old.
He was 7 years, wow. Okay.
Yeah. And Andy was 4 when that happened. So he was gonna run quarter midgets, and I always promised I would build him a car, and I made him a raised rail chromoly tube quarter midget, which I think is still out there somewhere. And, or actually I built it for Andy, and he was gonna race and ended up passing away. So he only got to run one car one time up there.
Wow.
And then I built the car because I promised Casey I'd build the car. And Andy got to drive that one.
Okay.
So the other thing I promised him, if you see me after the race, is I'm always in my suit. And people are like, gosh, why are you in that suit? Well, I made a promise to him a long time ago when he was like 5 years old. He says, it's unfair for me to try to get an autograph from a driver and I can't tell who the driver is.
Yeah.
He says, promise me you'll always wear your suit. And so that's why I wear my suit afterwards so long. So not that I will like sitting in the sweat and everything like that, but I made a promise.
But it's the sentiment to it, yeah.